You've just finished your ride, you're nice and dirty, nice and mucky, nice and sweaty, you're pretty tired and you're ready to have a nice bit of recovery too. But most importantly, how are you going to clean your kit? In this video, we're going to share some helpful tips to clean your kit and get it nice and pristine for your next ride back out on those two wheels. Yeah, let's get into it. You want to clean your cycling kit as soon as you've finished your ride, and if it has been a really mucky one, maybe you've been out on some gravel trails or you've been riding in the winter months in the rain and you got super muddy, good idea to spray yourself off with a hose, get the bulk of that dirt and grime off you before your kit then goes into the washing machine. Or if you're super freezing, well, you could just jump in the shower, get undressed in the shower, let all that mud get off and whack that kit straight into the machine. Ideally, you want to avoid letting your kit lie around for too much time because that is going to be the perfect breeding ground for bacteria. It's damp, it's wet, it's warm, it's dirty. Bacteria is going to love that. So you'll want to wash your kit as soon as possible. Kit is designed to cope with being washed in your modern day washing machine. And indeed, washing machines, most of them these days, they're designed to have load detecting functions to save as much water as possible. In fact, you're going to do more damage to your kit if you ride it when you haven't washed it, because all those dirt particles are going to get into the fibres, going to wear away and abrade the kit much quicker than if it had been washed in the first place. You do want to use a mesh bag such as this one to put your kit into when it goes into the washing machine. This does a great job of protecting your cycling kit, particularly things like bibs, which can often get twisted and tangled and stretched when they're in the cycle. A mesh bag really helps stop that, particularly if you've got a top-loaded washing machine. And I would recommend checking out a bag called a Guppy Friend, which additionally stops microplastic pollution when you're washing your kit and does an even better job of protecting it through that cycle. Do check that out, great for the environment. Also, think about things like zips and turn your kit inside out. So making sure zips are fully done up. Zip is quite an aggressive item on the kit. Those tooth profile design, that can be really abrasive on other items in the cycle. And you also want to protect the zip itself by doing it up. Also, turn your kit inside out. Turning your kit inside out stops any colour fading from the outside of the garment. You want that to stay pristine, beautiful when you're out riding on the lanes and roads near you. And also the fact that it's turned inside out means that the inside then faces any sort of abrasion which it may face in the wash cycle. Plus, you want to pay particular attention to any Velcro that's on your kit. Now, you'll often find this in things like winter gloves, overshoes often have Velcro on them too. So you want to make sure that Velcro is properly covered and done up like this. Making sure you don't do it like kind of half-heartedly, because this part here, very aggressive, can do a bit of damage to other items of kit in the wash. So make sure it's properly covered, fully done up, won't do any damage like that. You also want to try and wash similar clothing with similar clothing. So avoid putting things like towels, jeans, bulky items in with your beloved cycling kit, and try and wash likes with likes, whites with whites, colours with colours. Synthetic clothing such as cycling kit won't actually run into other items, but something like this, nice purple towel, could potentially run into your beloved cycling kit, so you want to avoid that at all costs, obviously. I like to use a colour catcher, simple colour catcher such as this one, in with the wash, just as a little bit of an insurance policy in case the worst does happen. If you've just purchased kit, you could also wash it on a cold cycle before wearing as an extra precaution to stop colour bleeding or running on subsequent washes. This is especially important if your kit is sublimated, a common process used to print colours and designs on many sports kits. Wash your clothes at 30 degrees Celsius. Now, most detergents these days are designed to work perfectly well at 30 degrees. If you do go to higher temperatures, things like elastic on your kit, there at the bottom, and grippers, those high temperatures are going to be particularly damaging to these areas. Going to degrade your kit quicker, so definitely keep it at 30, saves energy too, better for the environment as well. You want to look for a non-bio detergent, such as this one. Non-bio there, written on the front. Check the labelling. Something like this looks fairly typical, but read the back, it's biological. Now, biological detergent contains enzymes which will degrade your kit quicker, so avoid the use of those if you can. On your washing machine, go for the sportswear option if you've got it. 30, as I said, it's got a lower spin function, so it's going to reduce the agitation throughout the wash cycle. Much gentler on your kit. You also, very importantly, want to avoid using fabric softener in your wash with your cycling kit. Now, fabric softeners, they'll trap oil, dirt, and affect a fabric's breathability. Plus, if you are using a fabric softener, that essentially does, it coats the fibers, it stretches them out, making them feel softer to the touch. But for any garments which have a water repellent coating, such as this one, fabric softeners can prove pretty disastrous because it's going to destroy the ability to hold that durable water repellent coating, rendering them relatively useless. So big old no-no on the fabric softener front, and for that same reason, stain removers also a bit of a no-no. Now, some clothing brands even say if you use a fabric softener in the wash with your kit, it will void the warranty of any kit that it's been washed with. Plus, if you are going to wash your kit and you've used a fabric softener in the wash previously, you're better off to do a full wash cycle, rinse it out before you then go ahead and put your cycling kit into the washing machine for its spin. When it comes to drying your kit, best practice is the simple method of hanging them up to dry. On the line, outside or inside on the clothes horse. You want to avoid the tumble dry because that is going to wear your kit out quicker than if it was let to naturally dry. I did used to use tumble dryers when I was racing. The reason for that is because sometimes you'll be in a stage race, it'll be raining every single day, and it is so hard to actually get your kit dry. Tumble dryer at times was the best option, and I was very lucky to get a lot of kit, so I didn't quite need to worry about looking after my kit and trying to extend its lifetime, because in all honesty, probably crash sooner or later and put a gaping hole in it. But merino items, base layers, merino wool, those next to skin items which could stretch, just pay a little bit of extra care to those. Avoid hanging them so that they stretch whilst wet. If you can, try and lay them to dry flat and avoid any such issues. Just need a bit of sun now. Water repellent or waterproof clothing does need a little extra care during the wash cycle. So here, a tumble dryer is actually a good thing. Once your clothing's dried to it's about damp, that's naturally drying when it's been hung or laying flat to dry, that point, you can put it in the tumble dryer for about 20 minutes on a low heat. Now, the purpose of this is to reactivate any water repellent or proofing properties within the garment. If you don't have a tumble dryer, you can recreate this with an iron. Simply get a towel between the garment and the iron. Use the iron on a very low heat. Few once-overs should do the job to reactivate those properties. Just be careful not to overdo it and melt any fibers. Now, this trick should work for 3 or 4 times, 3 or 4 washes, after which you're probably going to need to reproof your clothing with a dedicated reproofing spray like a Nick Wax or a water repellent spray to get your garment back to its best, making sure it's as water repellent as when you first bought it. In addition to this, it is also recommended to use a technical reproofing sports wash on such items every so often that will help revive waterproofing properties when you begin to notice performance fades. There you go then, a few tips to hopefully wash your clothes with ease. My 32 years of washing. That is a lovely smelling jersey. Just about ready to go out and smash it on the roads again. Looking fresh as a daisy. Absolutely beautiful. Let us know in the comment section down below if you've ever had any woes when trying to wash your kit. If you've got any tips we may have missed in this video, please share it with the community. It's always great to hear from you all, and I'll be delving through those comments and getting back to as many of you as possible. If you did like my big purple towel, please do check out mygrandmakespurpletowels.com if you want to get your own. This one's mine though. Thanks for watching, everyone.